Yay Networks.
All righty then.
What up there, Kwame? Get it on out the way. Welcome back to another episode of the Perfect Pair Podcast. Rock Teasy's who I be.
And I'm Krystal, Rock T's better half.
You sure are my little snookum pookums.
Yes, I am.
And one of these days, we're going to share an episode my wife just had. She just had an allergic reaction while being on the road.
For real. I was in the ER twice in one weekend.
You talking about scary. Let's go ahead and talk about it, man, because I was like, you got to remember my wife.
Rocky,
when she's in pain or when she's going through something, when she's ill, she looks like this.
It's like scary.
She doesn't like panic. She doesn't like, oh, I'm in pain. Oh, but so I'm like, wait a minute. So go ahead and explain it.
Okay, first of all, I get my lashes done all the time. Well, this time my lash lady used like a different patch underneath my eye because she didn't have a regular one. So it was like Tuesday, came around, it was like red around my little cheeks right here. So I'm like, oh, it's nothing. I put some Benadryl or something on there thinking it's nothing. By Thursday, it was kind of red, looked like I had blush.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so the little marks under your eyes ain't going away yet, babe.
Right. So it wasn't underneath my eyes. I need to make that very clear because everybody keeps saying it's the lashes. No, it wasn't the lashes. It was literally right here on my cheeks. Yep. Like right here on my cheeks.
Look like bruised football eye black, but red.
Right. It was red. So I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on. So Friday, we're getting ready to go to Beaumont for our son. We're driving down. Mm-hmm. It's like, as we're driving, I feel like my face getting hot. And I'm like, oh my God. I said, I think it's getting worse. And as I look in the mirror, it's like spreading.
Yeah.
Like to the sides of my face. And I'm like, oh.
So now her cheeks are like bloodshot red.
Red. And they're swelling.
So her face is already round, right? She already got that round face.
I know. I did. So it's swelling. I'm like, babe, we are going to have to stop. So when it's late, we're going to get to Beaumont probably about midnight.
Yeah.
Maybe midnight at this time. So while we're driving in, I'm like, I need to find an urgent care. So we actually stayed in Port Arthur instead of Beaumont. But as we're driving in, they're saying no urgent care is open. Man. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. But we pull into our hotel. There's an emergency room right in front of the...
right next door to the hotel. And it's open 24 hours.
Right. So I go in there.
But God.
right. Rocky, he right though, because I was like, look, I go in there and I tell them like what's going on with me, and they're like, okay, it's probably contact dermatitis is what they called it. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, okay. They give me a cortisone shot and some cream that I need to put on my face, and they're like, you should be good to go within 30 minutes, so on and so forth. So I'm like, okay. I get back to the hotel room and probably like couple of hours, I'm trying to sleep, make sure everything. I wake up, I'm still big.
A big old plum.
And so they're telling me to use ice packs.
Yep.
And, take Benadryl, that it'll eventually go down. The cortisone shot is going to be working. Listen, Saturday went on. I had ice packs. I was doing everything I can. Come Sunday, I was looking at Rocky like, it doesn't look like it's getting better.
Now it's down on your neck.
So now it's going to my ears. It got down my neck, and then it got down onto my arms. As we drove back in town, I was like, we're going to the ER again.
Now, keep in mind, I'm supposed to be in Atlanta by now because I was going to drive from Beaumont to Houston to fly to Atlanta to be with the crew, the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, for a boot camp. But I'm sitting here witnessing this with my wife, and I'm like, oh, there's no way, because she would have had to drive back to Dallas with our son by herself going through all this. So I'm like, nah. So I had to call.
Oh, okay. I'm glad we said that. So he's riding back with me, right? So he see me flaring up. Oh. He see this shit getting bad. No.
You ain't supposed to tell that part.
No, I'm glad he said this part. So y'all hear it's getting bad. Like you see it's flaring up. So I'm like, we got to get back. We're
going about 100 all the way up I-45. Right.
So then Rocky was like, I'm trying to sleep. So when I'm trying to keep myself calm, I'm not trying to think about it and get myself all worked up. So I'm like, okay, breathe, go to sleep. So we pull, all of a sudden I feel us slowing down. I'm like, okay.
Gotta get gas.
Right. Thinking we're getting gas. Do y'all know where we're at? We're at Dairy Queen drive-thru because he has to get a banana split ice cream. He don't even get like a cone. This fool gets a banana split ice cream.
It's Dairy Queen, man.
I just looked at him. He was like, babe, we got to get gas. Why are we in Dairy Queen drive-thru? And I'm trying. No, listen. I'm so mad at this point. At this point, like I have tears coming down. Like I'm trying my best because I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like why? So he's at the gas pump. I'm gonna be done. Babe, look, I'm gonna be. You don't have to. Because at this point, I'm like, let me drive. Damn it, let me get in the car since you can't get your shit together. Babe, look, it's done. He's scarfing. He's devouring this damn banana split. What?
So, here was my initial plan on how I thought I was going to be able to pull this off. I looked over at her, and she was, like, finally sleeping peacefully. Like, she's finally resting. So, out of all the pain and everything she's been going through, this little moment, she's like, okay, she looks like she's at least comfortable for now. I need to get gas. So, I'm going to go ahead, exit.
But we trying to get to the emergency room.
That. But then, as I'm going up to the gas station, there's a Dairy Queen right there.
No.
And I've been telling her, now I got to give me a Dairy Queen while we on this road trip because I always get Dairy Queen. She's still over there asleep, knocked out. So I'm like, man, I may have time to pull into this drive-thru real fast, get this Dairy Queen, get the gas, and we keep it moving, and she's still peacefully sleeping. As soon as we got to that drive-thru, hello, welcome to Dairy Queen, may I help you? Boom, her head pop up.
And I looked at him like, you got to be kidding
in my head, I'm like, dang. Yeah. And then what I should have done is I should have changed my order from a banana split maybe to a small blizzard. Because I can handle the blizzard, I can put it in a little cup holder and I can still eat. But a Dairy Queen, you literally got to stop and eat. I mean, with a banana split. But by that time, I had my heart set on the banana split, babe. So there you go.
Shame on him. And he was like, well, you look like you all right and you calm. Well, I'm trying to stay calm. And you're making it worse at this point. So now I'm not calm.
Yeah.
And I feel like shit is getting worse. Now I'm like, just get in the car. I'm going to drive. And then he was like, no, I got it. So he hurried up and threw his ice cream. I don't even think he finished the rest of it.
I finished 2 scoops of the banana split.
Because I was pissed at this time. Like, get your ass in this car and get me to the ER now. So
lesson learned, fellas. Next time, call an audible. Instead of getting the banana split, get the small blizzard and you good to go.
No, how about don't stop at Dairy Queen? It's that simple. Get the damn gas and keep going. We don't need to stop at Dairy Queen.
Oh.
And then you go to Dairy Queen after I'm at the ER.
True story.
And there's Dairy Queen next door to the ER we went to. Yes?
Because I wasn't worried about the Dairy Queen because I was worried about you at that moment.
No. The ER we went to, the second one, after the Dairy Queen that you went to, yes, it was.
But I didn't know that at the time. You don't know that at the time.
Yes, you did.
I didn't know there was going to be a Dairy Queen at the next.
Let me tell you why he knew this. Because we were going to the one closer to our house, which is in Wiley. He knows that ER right there, there's a Dairy Queen on that street. Because you stop there all the time.
True story.
Exactly.
Hey, man.
Shame on you.
I didn't think that went out too well.
At all.
I just literally thought that she was peacefully sleeping and I was going to be able to slide in there, get my little treat, get gas, get back on the road, and we good.
Well, anyway, so we get to the ER this time, and I kind of knew I was diagnosed with Lyme disease back in 2002.
Mm-hmm.
So way back then. And as I started looking at my face and how it was spreading, it was starting to look the exact same way how my Lyme disease was whenever I had broke out. And I was like, oh my God, I'm scared because if anybody's ever been diagnosed with Lyme disease, you know the pain and stuff that you go through with that. It is not fun. And I was starting to feel it. I was getting scared. I went into the ER. The emergency room doctor was looking at me. He was so puzzled.
Mm-hmm.
He was just looking at me like, I was like, I just rather you just say you don't know what to do.
Right.
Because he was like, well, what do you take? What did they give you? He was just asking me what my suggestions. And I'm like, well, they gave me antibiotics. They gave me something to take orally for itching. Then they gave me a topical cream. And then they gave me some steroids. And he was like, he literally wrote down everything that I said that they gave me. And that's how he gave me my prescriptions.
Right.
Like, he did not
because he didn't know.
He had no idea. And I started crying because I'm like, babe, nobody knows what to do with me.
So now I'm starting to worry. I'm like, okay, hold on now. What? I mean, I get it. You're doctors, man. You're in the ER. People are going to be panicking coming in, expecting.
He had no suggestions. That's nothing. Like, I'm like, what do you think? He was just like.
But at the end of the day, at least he was being honest. He didn't know.
And when he said, I don't know, he said, you're probably going to talk to your primary care physician. So I was like, okay. So I ended up finding my primary care physician, talked to her about it. She is running tests now to see if I still have Lyme disease, which I still showed traits that I have it even over 20 plus years ago.
That's crazy.
Which
All
just
from
sucks.
a tick bite.
But you know, the antibiotics and everything did help and subside everything. I'm much better,
Yes.
thank God,
Yes.
with the medicine. And thankfully, I do remember what I took at the time. So everything he did give me did work.
Good.
And it got everything calm and back to normal. But it took almost like 2 weeks to get me back to normal. Well, actually, it's still kind of there right now, but it's not as bad. Like
you're about 97%.
Right.
All of it's gone.
Like, because when I take off my makeup, you can kind of still see like the red parts.
But
around.
very faintly. Very faintly.
It is. But I'm just glad that I feel better.
But God.
Rocky, you're right, though. You know what?
That's all it was, man.
It was.
He came in and said, I got you.
He did.
Yes,
he did,
indeed.
because that was some scary shit. And my son kept looking, like, at first he was kind of calm, but then he kept saying,
Mom, you all right?
I'm like, it's okay, son. Mommy's going to be okay. He kept saying, I was looking like an Asian lady, y'all. Like, literally, my eyes were like this small, and it was just swollen. Oh, it was bad. It was bad. But
Well, on that note, I'm ready to eat, doggone it. And this episode is brought to you by Green Chef.
Oh, yes.
And then we'll get into what we really were going to talk about after that, man. But ironically, after all this, as all this was going on, of course, we made it home the following 3 or 4 days. You didn't feel like doing nothing. You didn't want to cook.
You were helping cooking by using Green Chef. Look at you, babe. Look at you. He actually was using Green Chef. He was doing the 10-minute lunches instead of the 30-minute dinners.
But come on now. Thank you, Green Chef. Because I didn't have to sit there and be on that stove all the time trying to cook everything.
And then he didn't have to go get no junk food. And it was all clean eating. It was healthy for us. And then he can grab and go. My son was able to grab some of his breakfast little pieces and get out of there real quick, fast, and hurry. And I thank Green Chef for being there, and I think y'all need to go ahead and get y'all some.
And see, I gave you the protein package.
Oh, yeah,
the egg bites.
Yeah, you did.
Man.
I love the egg bites.
It was like, because see, you don't really like oatmeal. We both don't like oatmeal, but the oatmeal that was part of the egg bites in the package that you ate, like we both were sitting there like,
it was pretty good.
This is pretty good.
I thought it was just because there was nothing else to eat, so I had to eat it. But no, it really was good.
Green Chef nailed that dog on it, man.
They did good.
Mama's gluten-free chocolate. What? Or should I say guilt-free? Yeah, that's what it was.
Right. I don't know what you...
It was guilt because you can eat chocolate. They got a chocolate in there.
Yeah.
That's part of the chocolate syrup or whatever. And it's, you can eat it and not be guilty about it.
Right.
Yes, it is. So we're going to take care of y'all, man. Go to greenchef.com/perfectpair50 and use the code perfectpair50 to get 50% off, okay? Plus 20% off your next 2 months. All right? So don't say we ain't ever take care of y'all. greenchef.com/perfectpair50. Use the code perfectpair50 to get 50% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. Green Chef, you saved the day with my wife.
Thanks.
Thank you for that. So what are we going to talk about the rest of the way? Because I enjoyed the story of... your breakout, even though I didn't like the experience of it.
Oh, okay.
But I'm glad that you're back.
Rocky. Yeah. Okay, so somebody was asking me, like, how is it being married and how do you learn your man or whatever? But I feel like men are just not that complicated. And they're really not. I think it's like if you do 5 things for men, these 5 things, being married to my husband, and how I feel like if you do these 5 things to a man and you do it consistently, you cannot be here and there. But I think if you do these 5 things for these men, that it will be okay. You'll be okay. And he'll be happy.
I'm curious to see what these 5 things are.
Okay.
She ain't told me none of this yet. So
No, I
I'm
haven't.
learning this right here on the fly.
I haven't. Okay, so number 1, I think, is showing him gratitude. Showing how you're grateful for like what he does, the hard work he does, what he's doing at home. Just give him gratitude of what is going on, but you gotta be consistent about it.
Oh,
like
come
you
on
can't
now.
just here and there and when you're happy, but like showing it on a consistent basis, I feel like inspires them to want to do more for you.
Let me explain why that is key. And I'm glad you started off with that one because that is true. Look, as a man, sometimes we got the ego where we're like,
Yes.
man, I don't need nobody to compliment me. I don't need nobody. I got enough self-confidence about myself. I'm good. But there's nothing wrong when your mate let you know how they appreciate you.
Right.
And with authenticity, not being fake.
Right. Because
there's a fake version.
I'm about to say, they can tell when you just trying to blow smoke up their ass.
Come on, man.
Like, they don't want that. Like, you got to be real. The same way we can tell when they giving us bullshit. We be like, do we look fat? And they be like, no. You be like, okay. Like, because they're not going to tell you the truth no matter what.
Looking like a bowling pin.
Rocky, why would you say that? Something is wrong with you. Oh my gosh. That's horrible.
But no, man, there's nothing like it feels good when your mate lets you know how much they appreciate you. So that's a great way to start.
Okay. Number 2 is loyalty.
Oh, yes.
Loyalty is key to a man. He needs to understand that you are for him. He does not need to know, like, if something go down, what side would you be on? He needs to know that no matter what, his wife, his woman is going to be there. The loyalty to him is everything.
Right.
Showing him loyalty is just, it would change the game.
No, she's actually had my back a couple times in
all the time.
In like she really does. But then she'll check me when we get by ourselves.
Right.
Like in front of people, like
I got his back. He can be as wrong as he can be. So, he mine.
Yep.
Nope. I got it. Like, why you do that dumbass shit over there? And this and that. That's how I be when we get in the house. But in front of people, that's mine. Yep, he did it. So I got him. I'm riding with him. I do. But as soon as I be mad at him, like, why you do that shit? Like, damn. But
yes, sir.
You gotta show loyalty.
You sure
to
do.
your man.
That's right.
I'm telling you, it will help your relationship. Listen to me, okay?
Now, for the record, I've done it for her too. Now.
Oh yeah, he does. He does.
We didn't share some stories throughout this podcast, so just go back and
right.
But yeah,
but I'm just saying why men are not that complicated. And number 3, I think it's kind of like giving when it comes to like sex. Men, sexual men, like give them sex. Like don't be trying to withhold it just because you in your feelings and you don't want to give it to them or you mad or whatever. Like doing that is just going to cause problems and issues. Don't do that. Like that is what they like. Give them what they want. Look at him. Look at him.
Superman.
Because it's really simple because they like it. Like, just, we know it. Yeah. Don't be that way and don't use it as a weapon against them. And number 4, to me, is huge. It took me a while to do this, but I really, really think it's big for all of us women to understand. Is understanding. Understanding them. Understanding that they're not going to always get it right. And give them grace in that period. And know that they're trying to figure it out. Like, you see, like, okay, they're not going to get it right every time, but they are trying to get it right because they're still there and they're trying. So understand that they're trying.
Yes.
In their efforts. And stop, like, dismissing when they mess up and
stop
taking them back,
right
like.
Come on. That dismissive word. Oh, man.
Right.
Ain't nothing worse than when you dismissing. If it's my feelings, my thoughts, my opinions, right. And you just dismiss them. Like,
so you see how he said
that's
that?
the frustrating part right there.
But y'all see how us women, we do the same thing. Don't dismiss our feelings. This and that. It goes both ways. We feel the same way we don't want them dismissing us. We got to be the same way with them because they're not gonna get it right all the time.
Come on now.
So give them some grace during that part.
All right. So far, you batting 1,000.
Right. I am. I know. Number 5, I think is the best one for me. I think pay attention to detail.
Oh yeah.
The same way we want them to pay attention to detail is you gotta pay attention to detail with them. And it's different things. It can be like, they're running out of deodorant. Why don't you make sure they have deodorant right there? Or it's like whenever you coming home, you're on the phone with your girls and he's in the house, you don't even greet him and act like he's even there. Get off the phone with your friends, your mama, whoever it is, and go greet your man when he's there. Like,
then you get on back to your conversation.
Get back or whatever. Like, let him know you paying attention to him. They like attention. As much as they try to act like they don't like the attention, they like the attention. If they like the football game or whatever, you got them watching a football game, don't bother them. Pay attention to the details at that time. Even though I still be messing up on that part.
You sure do be standing all in front of the TV.
I've gotten
slow
better.
Slow down walking on purpose as you walking past.
I've gotten better.
Why you stop and slow down right when you get in front of the TV?
Babe, I've gotten better in some instances. It's not every game.
I don't know, babe. You gotta.
It's just a handful because it seems like when stuff is important is when the game is on.
And you decide that's when you want to do most of your talking.
But that's when it's time. That's the only free time.
No,
I
it's
feel
not
like.
the time.
Okay, well, see,
That was
okay,
a bad
I'm still
example.
learning, obviously, but
Everything else you said was dope. That was the bad example because you still.
I be trying.
And I be like, something, fellas, how you get your eyes big on purpose. So let's just say you're the television.
Right.
So she's coming up and talking to me. I see her coming. I feel the energy, but I'm watching the game, right?
You do.
So here she comes. She's trying to get into a conversation. I'm like this.
Like, please don't interrupt.
So you can see that I'm in the television and my eyes got big, so I'm really paying attention. That's a hint.
I know
So
it
whatever you're talking about right there, now's not the time because I'm in this television right now.
Well,
But she
babe,
still, guess what she do? Keep on talking.
okay, I'm still working on it. I'm doing better. But there's other things you can do when it comes to paying attention to details when it comes to your man. They like to be taken care of. If you see, like, they're tired that day, rub them down, fix their dinner, whatever it is, just pay attention to details on stuff that they like. Because the same way we want them to pay attention to details for us, they want the same thing. And that's kind of how I kind of figured out, like, 5 things that I can do for a man is because most of these things I kind of want for myself.
Right. Oh, let me stop there. Let me check in.
Okay.
Fellas, that's a hint.
Right.
You got to pick up on this stuff. Like as everything that she just named that she does for me and she pays attention for me, I got to pick up on those clues to say, let me return the favor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's got to be a 2-way street. It can't just be a 1-way street, whatever. So, man, that part right there is crucial.
Right. So I just let us look on both sides. And I feel like that's where you go into, instead of, I always say, don't require your spouse to do something, inspire them. That's how you start to inspire them to want to do more. When you show them you appreciate them, give them the attention, you're showing that you're loyal to them. You showing them gratitude, understanding that if they mess up, it's okay. Like, it happens and stuff. But y'all can't keep messing up and doing stuff over and over and over again, the same stuff.
That's
now.
called insanity.
Right. Mister, I want to drive through get some Dairy Queen ice cream when your wife is having a whole allergic reaction type shit. That's dumb.
You wasn't supposed to wake up, man. That doggone speaker was loud. Hello, Dairy Queen, may I help you?
But I just think, for the person that asked me why I say men are not complicated, because it's not that complicated. If you do those 5 things and you do it consistently, I promise you, I think things will get so much better for you in your relationship.
I love it. That's the title of this episode. Men are not complicated.
At all.
Or top 5 ways. What is it? Top 5, what we going to do? The top 5.
I don't know. I just put men are not that complicated.
There it is. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Short and sweet. We love it, man. That's a great story and with a happy ending. And then, of course, these great tips. You nailed that one, baby.
Thanks, babe.
Except for still interfering when we watching the game or whatever.
Oh, my
Other than
God.
that,
Let
you
that go.
good. Perfect Pair Podcast coming to a close, man. Make sure you follow and subscribe. Go tell a friend to tell a friend. And let's keep on rocking and rolling, pimping. Rock T is who I be.
And Krystal.
She's no longer my better half.
All right. Rock T's better half.
We'll see y'all next time, man. Deuces!
Bye.